Hello friends, welcome to Creative Edge, one of the subsidiaries of Top Rankers. Friends, today I want to give an extension of principle of design. I'm sure many of you have seen my video of principle of design which I was live maybe a couple of days back. And friends, in that I explain each and every principle of design. Now what I'm going to give you is something related to the NATA examination. Now, in NATA examination, what they have started doing is giving you some three-dimension object, particularly the geometrical three-dimension object, and they want you to arrange them as per different principle of design. Friends, my name is Rajendra Bhatia, and this is a very special video wherein you will come to know for the first time somebody explaining you how to arrange three-dimension designs or three-dimension object into certain referring the principles of design. So let's go on to firstly know what are the principles of design that you all can really arrange into the with the three-dimension objects. Like you have already heard me saying that balance, movement, rhythm, pattern, contrast, emphasis, proportion, scale, hierarchy, unity and variety. Out of these many principle of design, somewhere around 11 of them, I would be explaining just 3 or 4 of them, and you will come to know how to solve a question of arranging three-dimensional object, particularly the geometrical objects, into referring to the principle of design. So let us look into it. Now this one particular set of geometrical objects I have taken with the wooden blocks. In NATA examination, you get something from the very soft looking geometrical three-dimension blocks, and you are supposed to arrange them in certain referring to the principle of design. Like they may be asking you to show balance or show hierarchy or show a scale, unity, harmony, and likewise. So let us look into the first one on the right side. I have already arranged it and I will be explaining you how this pyramidal composition with symmetrical balance denoting hierarchy and showing an upward movement. You can see these are 5 blocks, and the arrangement done here is symmetrical. Now symmetrical means you divide the whole arrangement into 2 parts, left and right, and they are almost mirroring each other. That is what is symmetrical design is, and that is how you can divide it from the middle in with a vertical line, and the left side mirrors the right side. How does it denote the hierarchy? You can see that there is a triangular cone which is kept on top of the cuboid, 2 cuboid, and on top of these 3 are kept on top of the 2 cubes. So a hierarchy is achieved, as well as you know that a pointing of triangle either with cone or with pyramid also shows a movement. So it is a movement shown in this arrangement. So what are the 3 things that you catch up with this picture? Hierarchy, bilaterally symmetrical balance, and an upward movement with help of these blocks. Next, we take a little more numbers, in fact, 8 of them, and they are arranged asymmetrically with one condition of isolation. In fact, there is one block which has been kept a little aside in this composition, and that is a triangular bar prism. Triangular bar prism is kept aside, but it is a part of the composition. What is the composition? If any one part is taken out, the whole composition is disturbed, or it do not remain a arrangement. So here what we see, that this bar prism is in isolation. It is kept aside, and although it is a part of the composition, right? And then the whole composition is asymmetrically balanced. Next, we take some of the sketches, but you have to imagine that these sketches are nothing but the soft objects that are given to you during the NATA examination. Now, mind you one thing, they give you at times more than 10 blocks, with many of them are repeated. What you can do? So, and suppose you have to only show stability and upward movement. Also, a hierarchy is achieved. But what is given to you, you use a pattern. So, what you can do, if there are 12, you can, and there are 3 types of blocks, 4 types of block, group of 3 each. So what you can do, repeat this arrangement in such a way that there are 3 sets of 4 each. 2 cubes, 1 cuboid, and 1 pyramid. Now all this, and then there is a repetition of these 4 3 times. What will that be showing? A pattern. Pattern is nothing but any arrangement which is repeated. They will also show a movement because of the triangle, an upward movement because of the the pyramidal object which is kept on the top of the cuboid. And the cuboid is kept on top of the 2 cubes. I have particularly made this cube look made up of glass. So in fact, I am solving 2 of your questions. One, that in case they ask you to make such an arrangement and show its psiography, then this is the right kind of a psiography, taking the light in the left corner. Right? So look into this arrangement. Secondly, it is also showing a strong stability, because any cube or cuboid and prism or pyramid, they show a strong stability if the base of the pyramid is kept flat like this. I hope you are getting the idea of showing these many things with the arrangement that I have made for you, although this is only the sketch. So there are 2 kinds of questions also in NATA. One, that they physically give you the object and ask you to arrange them, and the other is to make a 3D composition and asking you to do it with stability, movement, and hierarchy, etc. So this is ideally for that. And even unity can be brought up with such arrangement. Like if they are repeated thrice, And what else can be shown? As I told you, a kind of repetition. It shows the uniformity in the arrangement. So they show the pattern. Now here is a simple, not stable, because they have given me circular objects along with cuboids. So what these three circular objects show? Unity. Even the cuboid arranged this way show the unity. See friends, whenever there is a uniform arrangement, it depicts unity. And of course, there is asymmetrical balance. Then comes variety. What is variety here? Or where is variety here? Variety of objects. Then the light source used here is in the center. So the shadow are going in all the direction, showing the variety of the shadow. In this arrangement, variety of objects and variety of shadows. A very interesting composition that I have made over here, that of the table, chair, a laptop kept on table, a water bottle or other couple of water bottles. Then there is a puffy here. What is left out in this is the shadow of the puffy, which I haven't made. Left it for you to copy it and then from your side make the shadow of the puffy. And the aesthetics of the shadow, of the light is on two places. See, wherever there are two surfaces on which you have to make the shadow, the one surface is the table and the other is the ground, you have to make asterisks on both the surfaces, right under the light. And from asterisks, you have to derive the shadow like this. Now here is the shadow of the water bottle coming onto the ground. Similarly, here are variety of material, the cone made up of paper, the glass made up of steel, the wooden block is a cylinder, and the glass cuboidal prism. Remember, the shadow are different for all these objects. Particularly look into the shadow of the glass, where the source of light is in the left corner. The glass is illuminated at its base. Okay? And the shadow is also illuminated at the base and the top is dark. The source of the light is on the left side, whereas the left side of the cuboidal prism is dark. So it's very good arrangement that I have made, particularly to show the shadow arising from such a composition of different object or material. Then here I wanted to show another principle of the design, and that is the scale. Wherever there are the comparison of sizes are there, the principle of design that is used is scale. And of course, this is another example of showing you how to make the composition with a cube and a cuboid, cube made up of glass, and the cuboid is solid, and the human figure is comparatively very small. So it can also be called as exaggerated scale. Same is the case here. Of course, the two angle of making the arrangement is for your benefit, and the arrangement of the cube is in 3-point perspective because it is kept on its vertex. Friends, this is the level of the design classes at our Creative Edge. And you will be pleased to note one more thing that I am going to give you in the last. After I have shown you this repetition of unity, you can see the repetition of unity, and there is a isolation of the cone kept here in the composition. In fact, this is not a true composition because if you remove this cone, the composition is not disturbed. So it is not a very true composition. However, it do give asymmetrical balance, and the balance is brought in by this eccentric cone kept on the left corner, which also show the isolation. If somebody asks me, does it show movement? Not much. The cone are giving they are kept only on 3 corners. So this doesn't show a particular movement. Now friends, I will like you to call us for the recorded lectures for the NATA exam preparation. Now all the lectures which we conducted for a crash course is kept aside, and they are available against certain payments. So you can call us on 6363-286363 or send us a WhatsApp if you want all these recorded lecture as a package sent to you. You can send us the WhatsApp on 8896333222. Thank you very much for being with me, and I'm sure you have at least got some idea of what is the level of teaching with us. This is revealing something like the principle of design to be arranged with geometrical objects. Thank you very much. All the best to all of you. Bye.